Oh Lord, hey everybody. Why in the world do this have me on this screen? Come on. Um Give me 1 second. I can't get the thing to pull me up here. Oh wow. Come on. Um, can I hit the refresh button? Okay, hopefully y'all can see me. Thank you. Let's get rid of this one. We're going to remove this one. Yeah, that one's gone. Okay, everybody, welcome to the Mad Church Disease program. Can y'all hear me okay? Can y'all put a one in the chat if you can hear me okay? I'm trying to make sure everything is working right. Y'all know I ain't been over here in a couple of days. What's up, everybody? Good to have you here on the Mad Church Disease podcast. We got a lot to talk about, don't we? We have a lot to talk about. It seems that the prophets are referring to prophets with no covering as a jar of, as my nephew would say, mayonnaise. And so we got mayonnaise prophets and all sorts of things going on this here internet. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about it. Of course, we've heard about the Dwayne Youngblood case and Dwayne Youngblood's attorney being arrested for almost running over the process server. And there's just so many other things that we need to talk about. So why don't you just pull up a chair, because this is going to be a shady episode of the Mad Church Disease podcast. I just feel my umbrella going up, just going up and up and up. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you this. I am somebody who has done this type of work for so very long. I have seen people come, I have seen people go, and I have watched so often the manipulation of pimp preachers on so many levels. And one of the things that I am most grateful for in my own personal life is the fact that I can unabashedly tell the truth about things. And if you come to have a conversation, we can have a real conversation. I'm really kind of disturbed at when pimp preachers try and manipulate situations and circumstances and try to put themselves in positions that they do not belong in. Let me be very clear. Any person who sits on the seat of your heart, according to 2 Corinthians, there is only one person and there is only one mediator between God and man. And for quite often, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm sorry, I'm getting right into it. I'm not wasting no time tonight. I'm not wasting no time tonight because I'm just not wasting no time. It's very interesting to me how preachers and these so-called prophets are always trying to put themselves in a position in the life of the believer that they do not belong. Adults have conversations, and adults are unafraid to discuss certain things and to you know to highlight certain things, and they can do it in a respectful manner. And what I saw just a few minutes ago was a master lesson in deflection. Mhm. So-called prophet Bernard Jordan deflecting, um, using his situation with Larry Reid in requesting therapy. Now he needs therapy. Just a whole bunch of stuff I heard over there. Now, I applaud St. James for getting the interview. I applaud St. James for being able to sit through, um, you know, the slow talking of Bernard Jordan. And I applaud St. James for being able to do that. Um, Now, let me just be very frank. Can I be myself? Can we be the Mad Church Disease channel over here? Can we do that? All right. Listen to me. I don't believe anybody brought up Rosalind Weems. Nobody brought up Rosalind Weems, the crook that he put out on there. Go outside and pick them. Y'all remember nobody brought up Rosalind Weems. Just Larry. I mean, I thought it was a golden opportunity to ask a couple of more poignant questions. I just found that to be quite interesting. Because what an ample opportunity I felt. But you know, I celebrate St. James and the opportunity that he had. Don't get me wrong. But Bernard Jordan, I'm gonna talk to you. Because I know you all be watching these videos. Why didn't you all speak about Rosalind Weems and what you all did with Rosalind Weems in Larry's Patreon? And why you didn't mention that? Why did you only mention and you know, throw shade at Larry the whole time? You know, pretty much just saying, you know, Larry's not really your mentee because it's impossible for you to walk away from your father. I hope y'all picked up what he put down, right? Did y'all pick up the part where he said Larry's gonna have to eventually come back to him? Did y'all pick that up too? Okay, I just want y'all to know, be having some good ears, because y'all know how I am, right? I said, the man said that a prophet without a covering is like a jar of mayonnaise. So I guess a lying prophet is like a jar of mustard. It always leaves a tart and bad taste in your mouth. Like mustard, like mustard. You listen to me very carefully, ladies and gentlemen. You listen to me very carefully. I am one of these people who, and I've said this on this platform a million times, ladies and gentlemen. If you're going to do this work with some level of integrity, you have to be able to know how to weave in and out of some very tough situations at times. And if a person is mature enough and they are respectful enough of you and your platform, they should know, if you've had a, you know, previous conversation with them, they should know that you're going to ask them some tough questions. I don't know what Bernard, well, maybe, let me just put it to you this way. I watched the interview. I am not fooled by Bernard Jordan, not one darn bit. Not one bit. Not one bit. If you came on St. James's platform in order to get me or some other people to think that some kind of way you are the superior prophet and you are the superior person to Larry Reid, in essence, what you have done, Bernard Jordan, is you created Larry Reid and you unleashed him on the internet and the rest of these people. And let me just say this. Marcellus, don't start laughing, because you know if you start laughing, I'm talking to myself now. I'm trying to be good. You unleashed Larry on everybody. And I've always thought you needed therapy, Bernard Jordan. Let me just say that I always thought you needed therapy. Larry Reid shouldn't have been the one that got you to go to therapy. I mean, that should have been, you know, that should have just been the extra push that you needed, because I always felt you need therapy, and your son needs therapy too. And these are my views. These aren't the views of other individuals. This is my opinion. Dancing around Larry Reid and trying not to deal with the true essence of what I feel like needs to be discussed. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me address something, because I see some people already talking. I'm surprised you are the one that talked respectfully about him. Wow, you mad he didn't come and raise the level of your... No, not at all. He doesn't need to come to raise the level of my platform. I support St. James. Didn't you hear me say that? So you might need to go back to your reading corner and read and listen. That's what you might need to do. You might need to go back to your reading corner and listen. And let me just tell you who raises my platform. God raises my platform. I raise my platform. The work that I put into this platform is what raises this platform. So don't you dare come over here with this kind of foolishness, or you will be blocked. Understand? I'm being respectful to you, and you need to be respectful to me. I'm giving my commentary, whether you like it or not. Just sit up there and hirsch. Or when I drop the link, you are welcome to come up and give your thoughts then. But otherwise, just remain respectful, or I'll just have to send you on your merry way. Amen. Bless God. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, moving right along. Because I speak respectfully about everybody. Like I said, St. James, I don't have an issue with St. James. I have an issue with that lying, shade wearing, pimp preacher, Bernard Jordan. Okay, that's who I have an issue with. And I will always speak freely over here because this is here my juke joint. Okay? All right. Thank you so much. Now, with that being said, let us continue, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, you better go back to your reading corner because I ain't got time. Because I will lay you out. And you, if you don't know me, you better get to know me because I don't play those types of games over here. Now, let me calm down. Did you all hear this man say that? Now I'm gonna talk about the Bernard Jordan thing, and then I'll move on to Larry and them, and because somebody on their way to jail, some people on their way to jail, and I got to give some commentary to this because y'all need to understand what's going on here. All right. And if you're new to my channel, I got a whole playlist on this Dwayne Youngblood and all of this other stuff. Oh, I got a lot of stuff to talk about. Y'all better hang on to y'all hats because this gonna be a bumpy ride. Let me tell you something, Jesse. These people going to jail. Let me tell you something. See, everybody's being nice, but let me just tell y'all something. Dwayne Youngblood is a tier 3 sex offender. Y'all need to understand that, who is currently on parole. Clearly, somebody don't understand. You are not allowed to submit court cases to the court and say certain things that happened to you as a child that you cannot prove, that you're going to waste the court's time, and you're going to run around and make these kind of statements in the public, and you don't think that there will be consequences and repercussions for your actions. Okay, y'all wait on that. Y'all wait on that, because I'm about to tell you somebody on their way to jail. The reason why he real quiet is because he knows what time it is, and he knows what he's going to be facing not too many days from hence. And I mean what I just said. Now, let's get back to Bernard Jordan's interview. By the way, if you didn't see it, St. James did an interview over there on his channel with Bernard Jordan. Y'all make sure y'all go over there and watch that interview. And y'all know how I am, and y'all know I'm not going to change at all. I have to be myself. Other people can be themselves and do their stuff on their platform. I have to say it like I feel it over here. Bernard Jordan is one of the most, in my opinion, manipulative individuals. When I first met Larry, let me tell y'all this because y'all don't know this. When I first met Larry and started talking to Larry behind the scenes, they were just kicking off this prophecology mess that he just invited St. James to. Oh, Lord. I get in so much trouble. I'm trying to be good. Y'all know how I am. He invited me to this prophecology thing, right? And I was going to go. But at the same time that we were talking prophecology, Andrea Garrison, the old salamander, y'all remember, if y'all remember her, she showed up, right? And I said, or on the scene. And then she ended up going to the prophecology, right? That I was supposed to go to. I was going to attend the prophecology. I said, you know what? And what y'all don't know is at the time that they was establishing the prophecology conference, they were all fighting. All of the prophets over there was fighting. Brian Carn was fighting. Him and Bernard Jordan had a whole cussing out match. They had a whole fight over there. Okay. Demetrius Senegal was over there with the prophecology. All of them was having a big old fight. So much so that Demetrius Senegal left the little prophecology thing that Bernard Jordan was doing, and he went and set up his own prophecology. So, what my friend told me the other day, what Mike told me the other day, he said, Marcellus, I have never known these prophets not to be fighting. These people are always jockeying for position, and they're always trying to be somebody's covering, right? You listen to me very carefully. And I got 192 of you in the chat. Can I get to at least 120 likes, please? Because I do have some other stuff I need to share with y'all. And I got some other videos coming out here in the next couple of days. Next week is going to be a hot week over here. So y'all better strap in and get prepared. That's all I'm saying to you. Get yourself prepared. Lord, prepare them to be a sanctuary, pure and holy. What am I? I'm tried and I'm true, and with thanksgiving. Okay, let me just let you understand something. I will always be true to who I am. I can be respectful, but if you come, you got to make sure that you're prepared to have hard questions. One of the reasons why there's such a crisis in trust and a crisis in truth in America, and Bernard Jordan starts off the interview by talking about the fact that so many people and so many relationships are being dismantled or dissolved or something. He said, I think that it was a word that started with D. And he went through, okay, he said marriages are being dissolved. Relationships are being dissolved. And I wanted to say so bad in that chat, and court cases are being dissolved right before our very eyes. Your little mentee over there had your son up on his platform, and your son was over there talking about with your mentee. And you let your mentee say to your son, oh, but Manasseh was groomed, and Manasseh was this, and Manasseh was that. That was your mentee, and that was your son sitting up on that platform. Very interesting. So now everybody is just throwing their hands up on Larry Reid and distancing themselves from Larry Reid. And wait a minute. And this is the other thing that gets me. Since when did y'all want to talk about Jesus? Now everybody want to get back to Jesus. Beforehand, Bernard Jordan, you was talking just as much of astrology as Larry Reid was talking astrology. Wait a minute. Now listen, everybody over here know how I feel about Larry Reid. So listen here, y'all. Right is right. Now wait a minute. Right is right. Right is right. Now, I understand that Larry's full of crap, but come on now, let's have some balance here just for a second. Bernard Jordan, you was over there talking all of that astrology just as much as Larry Reid was. And where do you think Larry Reid picked up all of this mess from? Where was he getting all of this stuff from that he was talking about? Who are you kidding, sir? You must be kidding me. 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 And y'all, you could say, I understand that Larry's over there wigging out and he got pendulums all on his hand and he all just as loopy and just as crazy can be. I get all of that. I get all of the fact that his mentee done went left and now he want to bring his mentee back to Jesus. Oh, I let everything end and begin with Jesus. No, it hasn't always been that way over there with you, Bernard. Who are you kidding? You must be kidding me. You and your old weirdo son. You must be kidding me. And see, listen to me. I don't care if, let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you something. I will never, ever let somebody manipulate me like that and tell me a bunch of, somebody has to say, wait a minute, Bernard, but weren't you over there teaching astrology on Larry's platform at one time? Wasn't you over there doing that? I mean, come on, y'all. Right is right. Where y'all think Larry picked that stuff up from? Larry wasn't talking that way before he ran into Bernard Jordan. I'm just saying. Okay. All right. But you will say I'm just a hater. And this don't have nothing to do with St. James. Let's be very clear. This has everything to do with Bernard Jordan. So don't come over here talking about, oh, well, Marcellus. No, I'm fine with St. James getting the interview. I applaud it and I celebrate it. I absolutely celebrate him for getting that interview. And I knew it was going to be a little bit of shade thrown over there. And y'all, I don't even think some people picked up on Bernard Jordan's shade because he was throwing shade over there. I'm just saying. That's just me. I'm just saying. He was throwing shade. I don't even like Larry, but I'm like, man, you know, you got your whole nerve. You're trying to elevate yourself, talking about you lead with love. Okay, well, Bernard, if you lead with love, then why you told Larry not to send me that book, your prophecy book? That wasn't leading with love. When you told Larry not to send me that darn book, was that leading with love? No. Was it leading with love when you took that woman's $25,000 check and she was on her way out almost to being homeless and you got mad when I told you you had to get that woman back her money? Were you leading with love then? Man, get out of here with this foolishness. Get out of here with this foolishness. You can tell that to somebody else. Tell that to somebody else. Tell that to someone else. You wasn't leading with no love. You were leading with just as much shade. Let me tell you something. When Levontre Andrews was over here on Daryl Moore's platform and he was telling his story, and you went over there in your studio and you and Larry was sitting there on that platform laughing and giggling, talking about it's not molestation, it's exploration. Was you leading with love when you said that? A key and a he. Because y'all do understand I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. Was you leading with love when you said that? It's not molestation, it's exploration. And you and Larry was kikiing and laughing. Were you leading with love then? When them young men told their stories, was you leading with love? Okay. Okay. So I'm not supposed to say these things. But see, there's always got to be another voice, ladies and gentlemen. And you're going to get the truth over here. I'm sorry. I don't care who don't like it. I don't care who don't like it. Talking about you leading with love. You leading with love my butt. You're leading with love my butt. Listen here. All I'm saying is, if you're going to have a conversation, at least tell the truth. Okay? Because here's how I think about it. This is how I think about it, ladies and gentlemen. When you lead with love, you lead with honesty and truth. You don't lead with backbiting and the one thing about me over here, you're never going to have to guess what I'm thinking, because I'm just going to tell you. I'm just going to tell you. I have much respect for what St. James did today. It was completely awesome, and I celebrate him. And you should be doing some hand clapping too. But the flip side of that is, Bernard Jordan, you don't get to play in my face and say that a prophet without a covering is like a jar of mayonnaise. Well, what is a lying prophet? What is a lying prophet then? What do you call a lying prophet? Okay, yo. All righty. I got a ton of stuff to go. And I ain't getting nowhere out there, and I ain't picking in nothing. Because over here, I do lead with love. And you know how I lead with love? I tell y'all the truth. I don't lie to you. I don't have a hidden agenda. I don't have a hidden motive. Right? I don't have none of that. I just come here and be myself and tell y'all the whole truth and nothing but the truth. That's the situation. It is what it is. And then my thing is this: you wrote about a voice coming out of West Virginia that was so ambiguous. That could have been anybody. And there's several voices in West Virginia that God used and raised up. So which one of those are you talking about? Because I could name some more. I really could. I really could. I know one voice that didn't get raised up that was in West Virginia that went on to prison and became a tier 3 sex offender. And he would have thought that he was being raised up. He was over there in West Virginia one particular time. No, he wasn't in West Virginia. I'm sorry. I stand corrected. He was in Philadelphia. What was he in? Pennsylvania? He was in Pennsylvania. But he was hanging out with them folk over there. I'm just saying. So knock it off. All of these people saying all of this stuff. I'm just saying. Let me tell you something. If I interviewed Larry over here, and I'm not opposed to that, let me tell you something. If I interviewed Larry, we'd have some tough questions. He'd have some tough questions to answer. And he'd have to tell the whole truth. And I would push back on his answers. And we'd have a grown man conversation. Here's what I don't like. If you come on this here platform, I am not going to tiptoe around the fact that you done put a whole woman on the internet who schemed and scammed and now is in federal prison for taking people's money. That woman came out of your ministry. You unleashed her on Larry. You understand what I'm saying? What am I tripping? Say what? What? Say what now? We're not supposed to say nothing? We're not supposed to say nothing? We're not supposed to say nothing. Oh, okay. All right. I wish I would interview Larry Reid and not bring up Levontre Andrews. I wish I would interview Larry Reid and not bring up Vincent Terrell Hill. I wish I would interview Larry and not bring up some of those other things that he's done and he's said. You got to be kidding me. You must be kidding me. I don't love you that much to allow you to come on a platform just so that I can, no, I don't love you like that. I don't love you like that. It ain't like that, player. No, but just so that everybody is clear, I think St. James did a great job with his interview. I just know for me, Bernard Jordan is full of, okay? He's full of it. And I refuse to be tricked. I refuse to be tricked. I refuse to be bamboozled. I refuse to be rocked to sleep with just because somebody slows down their speech and they talk like this, that I don't understand what's going on. You must be kidding me. You must be kidding me. And y'all better go over there and make sure y'all watch that interview that St. James did. Because that's a premier interview for his channel. So God bless him for that. But it just allowed me to hear some other foolishness. I ain't kidding. That jar of mayonnaise thing, I couldn't get off of that. A prophet? And then he went into talking about the mall. Listen, y'all know there's going to be some additional commentary coming to this, right? Because I didn't even really come on here to talk about that. I didn't even realize that he was going to go live with that. But y'all know I got to give y'all all my commentary because I've been gone for the last couple of days. Let's talk about this lying William McCray for a minute. Shall we? Can we talk about William for just a minute? Did y'all hear William McCray talking about he trying to sue the person that hit him, that bopped him? Did y'all hear that? He trying to sue the person that bopped him. How you going to sue somebody for something that you said never happened in the first place? Does that even make sense, ladies and gentlemen? So you're going to have another Dwayne Youngblood case. You're going to drag people into court for something that you can't prove because you said on a video that it never happened. You said you didn't get bopped. Wait a minute. Did you get bop or you didn't get bop? Can you please make up your mind, sir? Did you get the bop or you didn't get the bop? I'm just saying. What world are we living in today, ladies and gentlemen? These people are gone crazy. They have gone mad. They have all gone mad. And by the way, for all of you that are supporting the channel, thank y'all. I'm so busy running off at my mouth. Lori Coleman, thank you so very much. Random Advice, thank you so very much for gifting the 5 memberships. I appreciate it. And I'm gonna get to y'all comments in a little while, and y'all start commenting in a minute. But keep the engagement. I appreciate it. Listen to me. We all should celebrate St. James for even bringing getting Bernard Jordan to come over there on the platform. Let me just say that. But I think some of you preachers and some of you so-called prophets and people, y'all need to put on y'all big boy pants and don't get so offended when people push back and ask you legitimate questions. Y'all are some pansy-wamsy men. You're supposed to be so deep in God that you can't take a tough question. You can't take somebody pushing back on some of the things that you said. Come on, bro. And we know who your covering was. Your covering was Reverend Ike. And Reverend Ike believed everything. He believed in the stars, the moon, everything was inside of you. He believed all kinds of stuff. And he had some proclivities too. We're not allowed to say this. We can't say that. We can't talk about that. Okay, let me move on. But William said he going in for the kill. He going to file. He gonna file a lawsuit. William say he gonna file a lawsuit. William, you're gonna lose. You're gonna be just like Dwayne Youngblood, and you're gonna find yourself in the courts, and you're gonna have to find yourself explaining to the judge why you wasting everybody's daggum time. That's what you're gonna do. That's what you're gonna do. That's exactly what you're gonna do. And I mean exactly what I said right now. I mean exactly what I said. Shout out to all of you that in the chat. God bless y'all. Can y'all please hit the like button? I promise you, I'm gonna be the same. I'm gonna be this way tomorrow, and the next day, and the same, and the next day after that. Every person that I'm gonna bring on this platform in the next several weeks and months, trust me when I tell you, we're gonna have us some real good conversation, and there's gonna be some pushback. But let me tell you something. I'm so sick of these preachers being such wimps. They're such wimpy dudes. You can't take the hard questions scare you, but you're supposed to be so tough and a wonder working saint in power, in authority, in the Holy Ghost. And a tough question gets you unraveled. You know, it's almost like, you know, people got to walk on eggshells. It's insanity. It's insanity. It's insanity. But I commend St. James for doing that interview. I really do. I commend him for doing it. And he was nice. He asked him maybe a couple of good zingers. I thought was, you know, he asked him some good stuff over there. But I wanted to know, there was two things that were really pressing on my heart. Rosalind Weems was one of them. And he answered the thing about Larry. So the thing about Larry, the two things that I had a question with, but that Rosalind Weems, that needed to be asked. That really did need to be asked. Explain to us the federally indicted prophet that you had over there that went over into Larry's Patreon and now she's in federal prison. How did you meet this lady? And how did you all get tricked by her? What was the catalyst that caused you all to lose thousands of dollars to this woman? Because you obviously had to lose some money to her if you did any investments that went anything in over there with what she was doing, right? Am I right about it? Y'all know I'm right about it. Y'all know I'm right about it. You can be mad, but you know I'm telling you the truth. I ain't told no lie. I'm just saying. Whatever. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Let me not waste y'all time tonight. Let's get into it. We're gonna get into it. I gotta remember all the people that I done put up on this thumbnail. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Now, on this thumbnail, you will see everybody that I want to talk about. So, first of all, we did William already. Let me talk a little bit about Brian Karn because I need to make sure that y'all are aware of this. I'm gonna have a docu-series of videos coming out on this so-called prophet Brian Karn. We're gonna be dealing with him in about another next week. I'm gonna get to work on those videos. I just dropped Nyla off. We were gonna go live, but before she goes home on her summer vacation, I'm gonna definitely try to get Nyla up here, and we're gonna have a great conversation about that. So Brian Karn is coming. So I just want to give y'all the updates. Roland Martin. Let's talk about Roland Martin and these Baptists who taking money from Target. I realize that some of you are not boycotting Target. I realize some of you, your candles mean the world to you. You know, your candles mean to you more than, you know, solidarity with African Americans. I get it. But here's my thing. If you're not going to stand for something, what are you going to stand for? Will there be any denial in your life in order for the greater good of African American people? What are you going to do? Because there's an opportunity for you to do something. Because you can shop other places. You can go other places. I know I have. I haven't stepped foot into a Target. I couldn't tell you when. And I'm not going to browbeat you guys on that. We'll come back to Target at another time. But I'm going to deal with the Kojic Church as well as these Baptists. And I'm going to share with you guys some other information I done found out about some of these white Southern Baptist churches. Oh, I got to share some stuff with you. I told y'all. But we definitely going to have our conversation and we going to get to it. And y'all know that. Y'all know what we do over here. Y'all know what we do over here. And that's why Jamal Bryan is up there. And I'm going to need y'all to lay off of Jamal for right now. I realize that Jamal has had some indiscretions in his past. We're praying that he doesn't have any indiscretions in his future. But He's married at this particular point. He's got a new wife. He has decided to move on with his life. And I think some of us need to move on too. Hey. Um, it is what it is. We know about his baby mamas. We know about his other children. What else? What else are we supposed to talk about? You want to focus in on that stuff when we're trying to focus in on a whole boycott. I could talk about Jamal Bryant's indiscretions until Jesus comes. But at the end of the day, let's focus on what the main thing has been the main thing, right? And what we're focused on right now is dealing with that. Okay, that's what we're dealing with. That's what we're dealing with. All right. And I want to make sure that I let everybody know, if you are the new to this channel, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button. Please make sure that you turn on your notification bell, because you never know when I'm going to go live. And you want to make sure that you support the broadcast. Make sure you sign up for my email newsletter, the Mad Church Disease emails newsletter. We're going to be actually sending out some stuff on our new $50 giveaway coming up here soon. I can actually start working on some of that stuff tonight. Well, tomorrow, because I'm really gonna go to do something else after I get off of this here live. But make sure y'all sign up for that information. If you're giving tonight to the Mad Church Disease channel, we always ask that at least 10 of you guys can do at least $10 to support the program. We are, of course, you guys know I've been gone for several days. So I'm going to ask everybody to do your very best tonight to support the broadcast. Please make sure you do that. The Cash App information is on the screen. If you're watching this on your television, you can open up the camera function on your phone, point it on your TV screen at this QR code, and it will get you over to the Mad Church Disease Cash App information, and you can support the broadcast. Please make sure that you do so, and I would really appreciate it. All right? At least 10 of y'all tonight, because it's Friday night and I ain't seen y'all in 4 or 5 days. At least 10 of y'all can support the broadcast. All right. Now, when I'm gonna take a station break here while y'all are supporting the channel. And I'm gonna do a station break. That the Cash App information will be on the scroll. And we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about this Dwayne Youngblood. I'm gonna end my night with Dwayne Youngblood, and we're gonna talk a little bit about that, because I have to get out what I need to get out about this Dwayne Youngblood situation, and I definitely need to get that out. It needs to come out of my system here. So I'll be back. Welcome to the Mad Church Disease channel, a channel dedicated to our forgotten brothers and sisters throughout the ages. Want to stay connected to me and the Mad Church Disease community? Well, then join our email community newsletter. Stay in the know with all the updates and fresh content that is created for this channel. It's time you join the private community for the revolutionary family, where we can talk and laugh all in a space that's safe with a no judgment zone. Connect with other members and build lasting friendships. The doors are now open. Want to stay connected and be notified each time I go live? Subscribe to the text community and be notified each time that we go live. Simply add your details for instant updates on all our lives. Are you a budding YouTuber or business professional who would like my thoughts on all things business related? Book a free 15-minute consultation where I can help with social media, YouTube, web design, and so much more. Book your consultation now and build your future. Get away from the rat race and build your business. All right, everybody. Yes, I can help you. If you are a budding YouTuber and you're somebody who's looking to do YouTube, I can most certainly help you as it relates to your YouTube business. There will be a link down in the description below, and the moderators, of course, will put that in the chat for you. And I will be able to assist you with a free consultation to sort of help you out and see if there's some help that I can give to you as a content creator. And I most certainly will enjoy that. So make sure that you take advantage of that. It's free, doesn't cost you anything, and you and I can get together and have a private chat. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Dwayne Youngblood. Now, many of you know that this is one of the platforms right here. St. James is another platform that told y'all from the beginning that these people were full of crap, right? We told you that them other vloggers was lying to you and told you a whole bunch of mess, and they told you they was the most integral. They told you they was the most honest. They told you that TD Jakes had done all of these things and they was going to bring you the proof, and they had proof, and they were talking to TD Jakes' staff, and they had all kinds of stuff out here. They went so far as to call us YouTube uploaders. We weren't vloggers. We were just YouTube uploaders. Ladies and gentlemen, have we not seen how this case is being dismantled before your very eyes? Have you not been able to see how clearly these niggas ain't on my level? These niggas ain't on my level. You don't see it yet? You ain't figured it out yet? You ain't got it yet? You need it again. These niggas ain't on my level. These niggas ain't on my level. These wig wearing, bedspread, t-shirt wearing ninjas is not on my level. And they ain't on St. James level neither. And you listen to me very carefully. We done told you this. There was attorneys trying to disparage our character and our name, telling us like we didn't know what we were talking about. And look here. I showed you the other day after he got arrested that he tried to withdraw himself. This Tyrone Blackburn tried to withdraw himself from the case with one line. Please, kindly, sir, let me out of this case. Judge, please, pretty please, will you please let me go? Let me go, judge. Please let me go. Let me go, judge. And the judge had to come back with a slap happy motion. Handi bibi ashata. And the judge had to share some things with the so-called attorney. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Bad Church Disease. I'm not new to it. I'm true to it. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but y'all know I got to keep you up to date. So if you've been waiting for my commentary, buckle up. And I should have had some wine right now. I need some wine from Spain. I almost need to take a 10-minute break and go downstairs and open me a bottle. Because I feel a shondo in my spirit, and I need to address some things. Yes, Lord. So the judge had to respond. Defendant Dwayne Youngblood filed a notice of motion to dismiss, a supporting brief, and a reply brief requesting the dismissal of the plaintiff's Thomas Dexter Jakes' complaint with prejudice. Youngblood is represented by attorney Tyrone A. Blackburn. Let's continue. The signatory of the motion and briefs, Blackburn, is admitted pro hoc vice on behalf of Youngblood. And you all remember the pro hoc vice was meaning he's working through the license of someone else. He doesn't have a license to practice in the state of Pennsylvania, so he's using someone else's license to do it, which I thought from the beginning, if you guys go back to my videos where I discussed that, didn't I tell y'all that was eventually going to become problematic? Why would that become problematic, Mad Church Disease? Well, because if you have an attorney that is not actually abiding by the law and keeps doing bull, then that might end up making the other attorneys look bad and could actually put their licenses in jeopardy. I'm just saying. That's what I said. But you know, people was telling us we didn't know what we were talking about. We don't have no integrity. You shouldn't listen to them other people platform. Only listen to us, because we are the most integral. If this is what integral looks like, I almost cuss. Man, I'm so glad I ain't that kind of integral. I'm so glad I'm not that integral, that kind of integral. Oh my God, help me, Jesus. Keep me near the cross. While reviewing Blackburn's briefs, the court became aware of the fact that they contain wholly fabricated quotations and case law. In other words, he made it up. What did I tell y'all a long time ago? What did I say? Are y'all gonna learn to listen at me at some point? Really, and I really mean this. Are y'all gonna learn? I don't know everything, but some things I do know. I've been doing this for over 14 years. Go back to my earlier videos. What did I say? I said he was making it up. I even stopped reading Tyrone Blackburn's responses. Why? Because he was making it up. And the judge told him a long time ago he was making this stuff up, but he kept resubmitting the documents and kept making this stuff up. I really want to say some other stuff, but I'm trying to be nice and not curse because I'm trying to get better in that area. Because it's about progress, right? Y'all listen to me. Y'all listen to me very carefully. Y'all listen to me. He's been making this up from the beginning. The whole damn thing is made up. Excuse my French. The whole thing is made up. So Tyrone Blackburn was like, well, shit, if he can make up a story about a hug and a kiss, I can just make up the case law and submit all the stuff to the court. One lie deserves another, doesn't it? Don't you think? I'm just saying. Everything was fabricated. So why not fabricate all the rest of it? Come on. Now you mad at Tyrone Blackburn, Dwayne Youngblood? You making up stuff? Why your lawyer can't make up stuff? Listen here. All of your affidavits to me sound made up. So why can't your attorney make up some stuff? He decided he wanted to make up stuff because he's hearing all kinds of stories. So he said one story deserved another story. I deem it necessary to stop here for just a moment. Butterflies in the sky, we can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in this book, Reading Rainbow. You know, I feel it in my spirit. Y'all just lying. And you can go anywhere with a Reading Rainbow story. Didn't I tell y'all that? Did I tell y'all that? And not to go back here, but Bernard Jordan, there's something that he said that wasn't true either in his little statement. I caught it. The first thing he said is, and he'll correct himself later, I'm sure. That'll be corrected. Oh, we knew about this a year ago. How did you know about it a year ago? And then all of a sudden now you're acting so surprised? Because you remember in the first time he was asked about the Larry situation, he said he knew it a year ago. That's what he said. Go back and listen to the tape. Go back. That's what he said. See, I just don't get impressed with what people just be, that don't impress me. I be listening to what you say. And see, this whole covering business, I wish I had time. I'll give some commentary to that in a little bit. But y'all ought to cut that mess out. But anyway, let me go on. Fabricated quotations from case law, included fabricating quotations from the court's own prior opinion. So the judge said, guess what, dude? You took what I said from my own opinion, and you took and fabricated from the stuff I said. So you lied on me. This is really what the court is saying. You lied on me, bruh. Let's put it in our vernacular. Ninja, you done lied on the court. You even fabricated what the court said, and the court didn't even say what you said the court said. Let me tell you something. This is a quick way to make the court pissed off and mad at you, is to lie on the court. That's one of the reasons why, ladies and gentlemen, he got to show up in the court. Now he can't even write no more. He can write some more stuff, but he got to take his physical behind in here because now the court is mad and they're going to hit his butt with some sanctions. Oh, yes, they are. On the bullshot, the bye-bye. Oh, let me get there. I ain't got there yet. Oh, yeah. Y'all gonna learn to listen. Me and Daryl have told you guys this stuff and some of this stuff for over the years, and y'all keep second guessing us when we speak. And y'all will go over there and listen to that rug rat, that mouse. He over there shriveled up, looking like Smeagol from Lord of the Rings, and you're over there with Pearl over there farting and eating prawns. He don't know what he want to do. He don't know if he want to lay across a bale of hay or he want to be on somebody else's live. He can't figure it out. Then you got that other wig wearing soothsayer over there. He talking about he giving somebody prophecy, and every time he gives somebody prophecy, it just is wrong. And the people tell him on the live, no, that ain't it. Y'all help. I'm just saying. But we the ones that's crazy. Okay, all right, ninjas. Okay, whatever. 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 Let me say it so you can see my face. Whatever. Because I know I ain't crazy. And I know I've never had to be checked in on the 5th floor to eat green jello and graham crackers. And here go Bernard Jordan sitting up talking about he had to go into therapy. Oh God. Oh, because it was so terrible. You know, listen here. I'm sure if you had to go into therapy, you could go in and take a money bath, and your bath in your money and bathe in your money would definitely take away and wash away all of the semblance and resemblance to that mentee of yours. Because you said out of your own mouth that your mentee gonna have to come back, Bernard. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. It just hit me. I'm sorry, y'all. I know I'm on to the other story, but come on. Who y'all think y'all playing with? Oh, and my wife was upstairs watching it. Just go outside and pick them. My wife was upstairs watching it because she has such a heart for Larry. She has such a heart for Larry. Moving right along. Let me read. The devil is a liar. Y'all, the devil is a liar. That's all I'm saying. The devil is a liar. Don't get me started. Okay, moving right along. Fabricated quotations from the case law, including the court's own prior opinion, in addition to including non-existent quotations. In other words, he made it up. The briefs repeatedly misrepresent the case law, making it up. Jakes also noticed the issues with Youngblood's brief and addressed them in his brief opposing Youngblood's motion to dismiss. In his reply, Blackburn failed to offer an explanation for the deficiencies and fabrications in his brief. Instead, he brazenly attempted to mount a true court defense, asserting that a LexisNexis document analysis of the plaintiff's own opposition briefs reveal a pattern of misquotation, superficial citation, and invocation of authorities that are either inopposite or do not support the propositions for which they are cited. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, he made it up. He misquoted. He misrepresented. In the hood, we would say the ninja lied. He just lied, y'all. He just made it all up. Just like them struggle braids in his head. Just like them struggle braids in his head, he made that up. He made them up. Them struggle braids. Just struggle braids. Struggle braids. Struggle braids. Moving right along, only Youngblood, through his attorney Blackburn, submitted a brief replete with non-existent quotations and repeated misrepresentations of actual case law. Even more outrageously, a review of Youngblood's reply brief demonstrates that it too includes fabricated quotes and misrepresentations of case law. But you know what? I'm going to say this to you all, and I want y'all to hear me very well. I want y'all to hear me feel well. Hear me really well. Don't feel sorry for Dwayne Youngblood. Don't feel sorry for these people, because these people did this to themselves, because they are the ones who fabricated all of this bull and put all of this darn stupid case together. And if all of them go down, then let them go down, because they've been lying from the beginning. So if anything, you can go from the penthouse to the penitentiary. I don't care. You deserve to be dealt with because you have lied on the man. And I don't care how you feel about T.D. Jakes' doctrine. I don't care what you feel about T.D. Jakes personally. You listen to me, because I talk about preachers every day of the week. But right is right and wrong is wrong. You don't come out here and you don't say these types of things about a person without having any proof. You don't do that. That's what you don't do. And I don't care if you don't like the fact that because every 5 minutes y'all keep hollering about, oh, well, you defending TD Jakes. I'm not defending anybody. I'm defending the truth. What did I tell you? This is how you lead with love, Bernard Jordan. You lead with love by telling the truth and being honest in your conversation and in your dialogue. And listen to me, you cannot say that you're being honest if you refuse to confront and you refuse to conquer and confront certain issues. You try to scurve around them and talk around them superficially because you think that you're being skillfully. No, you're being skillfully dishonest in your dialogue. And what I saw today was a master manipulator. And I don't care if I don't ever get some of these people on this platform. You listen to me. I refuse to be manipulated at all. If you're going to come on this platform, we're going to have a good conversation beforehand and after. And I'm going to bring some people up on this platform in the next couple of weeks that I don't even agree with. But we're going to have us a good drag them out fight on this here platform. So get ready. I'm just saying. So don't do that. Don't do that. Because there was so much manipulation going on. But I don't even have time right now. In other words, I'm sorry. Y'all got to see what I see, huh? Let me make it a little bit bigger. Can I make it a little bit bigger? Yeah, let's put that up there. Y'all don't need to see me. Even more outrageously, a review of Youngblood's reply demonstrates that it too included all those fabricated quotes and misrepresents case law. In other words, when accused of a serious ethical violation, Attorney Blackburn chose to double down. So instead of Blackburn actually telling the truth and correcting his mistakes, the ninja said, nah, I think I'll just keep piling on. Nah, I'll just keep saying this, even though I know it's not true. I'll take him from the kitchen table and then I'll put him in the car trying to be kissed. I'll do all of these other kind of things that he's been doing. And you talking about we don't have no integrity? And we not integral vloggers? Oh, okay. Okay. All righty, if you say so. Blackburn filed a withdrawal request. All right. Blackburn has legal and ethical duties under federal rule of civil procedure. Didn't I tell y'all a couple of videos ago that he has an ethical responsibility because he is a servant of the court, right? He has an ethical responsibility to behave in a manner that is conducive to the judicial process. Do I need to repeat what I just said? Because you ain't going to hear this nowhere else. So I just better repeat what I just said. He has an ethical responsibility to go throughout the judicial process with the utmost integrity. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, he doesn't get to lie from the court, nor does he get to back over and run down a 66-year-old process server. That is shucking your ethical responsibility. That's why he gonna get into a world of trouble. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if they'll take his law license because I've heard people talk about that. The only way that they'll end up probably doing that is if the car case with that 66-year-old man turns into like it could go several ways with that. Believe it or not, it could. I've seen people actually go to jail for attempted murder for trying to run down a person with their automobile. I've seen it. And they went to jail because of it. If you don't believe me, go to the Law and Crime Network here on this here YouTube and type in your search box and look for convictions due to car and do something like non-death. Put in non-death. They literally didn't kill the person, but they tried to run them down with their car and went to jail. For a long time. It happens. I kid you not. It happens. These charges could actually be upgraded for Tyrone Blackburn. They could be upgraded. Unlike his braids, his struggle braids, they cannot be upgraded. No, they cannot be upgraded. He has too much forehead to upgrade his struggle braids. Too much forehead. You know, when you show up to the barber with this much hair in the back, and the rest of this is all forehead, you're going to have a tough time. You're going to have a tough time. You're going to have a tough time. When the people had to stop way back here, they don't even salute this far back in the Army and in the Navy. You have to come way up here. Who starts way back here? This is way back here. 2, 3, 4. Right. Ninjas. And then they cite some case law here. It says specifically Rule 11B states that an attorney presenting a written motion to the court. Oh, Marcella, you ain't got it on the screen. Let's put it on the screen. States that an attorney representing a written motion to the court certifies to the best of one's personal knowledge, information, and belief formed after an injury reasonable under the circumstances. The claims, defenses, and other legal contentions are warranted by existing law. Now, let me tell y'all what this sentence right here is so powerful, you all. Let me explain something to you about what I just read. What the court is now telling Dwayne Youngblood and his attorney. Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. You as an attorney have a responsibility that when you present any written motion to the court as an officer of the court, that you must certify to the best of your knowledge, information, and belief that the information that you are presenting to the court under injury is reasonable under the circumstances. That means any claim that you make, any defense that you say you have, and all of the legal contentions that you are now submitting to the court. Now, I want you all to hear me and hear me well. Hear me and hear me well. With what I just read in that one little paragraph, did Tyrone Blackburn do that? Did he do that? The judge is let me tell you, if we were on a lifeboat and we had no oars, and I took out that little flare gun and I shot that flare gun up in the air and that thing went up to try to give us a SOS. That line right there is an SOS call to Tyrone Blackburn. Sir, this is letting you know right here and there what the court feels about this entire case and everything that has been submitted thus far. Listen to what I just told you. I don't care if you don't like me, if you don't believe me. Listen to what I just read to you. That was the flare gun that just went up in the air to an SOS because he is on a boat that is going down. I don't know how more plain to make it to you. That what I just read to you says that Tyrone Blackburn had an ethical and a duty and a responsibility to the court. What's up, Tasha Global? That he had to submit this information and belief, and he had to do it under reasonable circumstances. The claims, the defenses, and the other legal contentions that are warranted by existing law or by an non-frivolous argument. The court is telling you everything you had to do in order to make this situation legitimate. They're outlining it for you. They're sending up a flare gun saying, hey, you didn't do this. This is not what you have done. So anybody else, any vlogger who's telling you anything other than what I just said, they are lying to you. They are lying to you. Rule, let me show you rule number 11. Let's take a look at this. Violations of Rule 11 may lead to sanctions. Rule 11 sanctions are based on an objective standard of reasonableness under the circumstances. Bad faith is not required. Rule 11 provides that the sanctions be initiated either by motion or on the court's initiative. When acting on its own initiative, however, the district court should first enter an order describing the specific conduct that it believes will warrant sanctions and direct the person it seeks to sanction to show cause why particular sanctions should not be imposed. Rule number 11, the qualifier above that, y'all listen to me, is Rule 11B, that sentence that I just read to y'all. The court is telling y'all right there, ladies and gentlemen, what they think of this case. They're telling you in so many words. They're telling you right then and there. It's in the writing. All you have to do is be able to comprehend and understand. It's there. It's literally there. A legal argument may be sanctioned as frivolous when it amounts to an abuse of the adversary system. And they're giving you case law. Merely incorrect legal statements are not sanctionable under Rule 11B. And then it gives you the case law for that. A lawyer shall not knowingly make a false statement or material fact or law to a tribunal or fail to correct a false statement or material fact or law previously made to the tribunal by the lawyer. Okay, so let me explain this piece right here. So when he took him from the table to the car, that was a false statement. It was a false statement. When the story keeps changing, ladies and gentlemen, those are false statements. Because you can't say on the one hand, in one legal brief, this is what happened, and then in another legal brief, say this is what happened. Those can be viewed as false statements. It's not a slip of the tongue. It's not a slip of the pen. It is you actually being stupid and actually misrepresenting what your client's case is. Listen here. Dwayne Youngblood better go get him a job at Taco Bell and 7-Eleven, because 7-Eleven stays open almost 24 hours a day. Dude, you gonna need to work your tail off to find you another attorney. I'm just telling you this right now. But ain't nobody gonna take this case. Can I tell y'all the truth and nothing but the truth? So help me God. Who gonna take this case? Inspector Gadget wouldn't even take this case. Inspector Crusoe wouldn't. The Pink Panther wouldn't even take this. You couldn't even call Ghostbusters for this crap. When it's something strange and it don't look good, who you gonna call? Tyrone Blackburn. When you don't have a case and you know you should, who you gonna call? Help me, Jesus. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Oh, okay, let me calm down. I'm just trying to tell y'all. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. But we not integral. Okay. Oh Lord. Oh my God, help me, Jesus. Okay, let me read on. The fact that Blackburn, listen, this is hilarious. This is not, it's funny, but it's not funny. Because you know what I got a feeling? I got a feeling that Dwayne Youngblood is going to go back to prison because of this foolishness. Unless somebody has mercy on him. Because you cannot file these kinds of things. It's my opinion. It's just my opinion. You can't file this type of stuff and get away with accusing a man of doing all kinds of things to you as a young adult. Remember, Dwayne Youngblood said he was a 17, 18. Then the letter that they submitted to TD Jakes is asking for the demand letter said he was underage. So, I mean, they keep fluctuating even with the age. They couldn't get that story right. Y'all remember I told you that in the first video. I said he can't even get the dates right when this stuff was supposed to happen to him. Okay. All right. But you notice how everybody done got conspicuously quiet now? Do you notice that? Oh, and now that I can mention it, now the conscious, unconscious vlogger, all of a sudden now he's had an epiphany. He's had an epiphany. It's wonderful, an epiphany. Epiphany. Now, all of a sudden, he's giving out advice to his mentor. This is how you could probably get yourself out of this. And oh, this is what's happening, baby. And you know, oh man, he over there having a good old high time. Talking about he not under nobody's thumb or something. He could just say what he want to say and blah blah blah. No, you still under them people's thumb. Stop, knock it off. Knock it off, bro. You're full of shite. You under them people's thumbs. Knock it off. And I'm not moved by your mess either, because you was one of the main ones helping your mentee over there scandalize these young men's name and call Vincent out of his name and treat him poorly. You're not going to be able to scave away either. Your name is mud out here in these YouTube streets either. The only people who are fooled is the people that go over there just to listen to you, just to make a fool out of yourself. Because to be honest with you, sir, until you do right by these situations, your stuff gonna be messed up too. You're gonna keep shaving your beard wrong, and the next thing you know, all your hair gonna fall out. And you're gonna have all other kind of problems. That's why you keep gluing all of that mess, that other mess on there. I don't believe it's no beard. It's probably, you probably got some kind of lesion on your face. I don't trust none of your words. All of you lie. Because all of you over there with the high five. We're singing and we're colored and we're brothers. So give me a high five. Yeah, okay. Moving right on. The fact that Blackburn submitted, I'm just saying, y'all know I'm not new to it. Y'all know I'm gonna tell you like it TI is. You can't on the one hand go after Daryl Moore, make fun of Daryl Moore, put Daryl Moore on thumbnails, bleeding and all of this other kind of stuff, and don't think that you're gonna have any repercussions for the seeds that you've sown. Come on, bro. And then all of a sudden now you've got an epiphany. This court case, Dwayne Youngblood, Jakes have got him. Especially when you was over there on your platform talking about you seen the checks that TD Jakes done wrote. Y'all done forgot about that? Did y'all remember when My Little Pony said he had seen the checks that TD Jakes had written? Am I the only one? Come on, y'all. Wait a minute. I know I ain't crazy. He was over there talking about he saw the checks and he saw the information. I'm just saying the truth. This is ridiculous. And this is what I mean, Bernard Jordan, when I say you lead with love. Love requires that you tell the truth. You may not like the truth. The truth might hurt sometimes, but it is the truth. It is the truth. And I do realize that you can catch more bees with honey and more flies with honey than you can with vinegar. But as grown men, we should be able to come together and have a real conversation without having to walk on eggshells. You should, and this is the thing I don't like about you. You are a coward of a man. You are a coward of a man. Because you were scared to have a conversation the time when I was over there with Larry on Larry's platform, and Larry wouldn't bring you up because he was so afraid I was going to light your tail up. And I wouldn't light you up. I know how to have a conversation, but I'm going to ask you some tough questions. Oh, yes, I am. So you stay on over there in your dark area. Let me go on. I'm sorry, y'all. When reviewing Blackburn's briefs, the court was perplexed. The court was confused as we were, ladies and gentlemen, to see quotes attributed to the court's own prior opinion in this case, as well as other case law that was wholly fabricated. He made it up. He made it up. When all else was failing, oh my Lord, he made it up. I'm sorry, let me go on. The court was also troubled to find that Blackburn repeatedly misrepresented case law to support his contentions. By way of example, the court the following italicized portions of Blackburn's brief supporting the motion to dismiss represent a sampling of the fabricated quotes. I'm not going to read this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go right on because we don't need to read his lies because we already know he was lying, right? Blackburn later states in reference to the court's opinion that the court that's part of that too. Let's move on. I don't even want to read this. Even after being accused of making false representations in his initial brief, Blackburn repeatedly replied brazenly contained misrepresentations of the law. So listen to me. What did I tell y'all a long time ago? And I'm going to stop right here. I don't even need to read the rest of this because I know we are an hour and 19 minutes in. Y'all listen to me. What did I tell y'all a long time ago? Wasn't it like the second or third video that I made? It was either video number 1 or video number 2. I told y'all that he was making this stuff up and that he had never answered TD Jakes' first response to the actual court case. He went on insulting TD Jakes. He went on, in my opinion, name calling and disparaging his character even further. Y'all remember he kept referring to him as a big burly man and all of this kind of foolishness. Y'all remember? Because I told you. All he did was continue to make lies and tell lies. Okay. Bottom line, that's just what the situation was. The court says they're not even going to recite every single time that this man misrepresented. Like I'm not gonna recite every single time this fool done lied. I'm not gonna do that. Bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, the man's got 3 court dates that he needs to worry about. And now on this 26th day of June, yesterday, it is hereby ordered that the defendant Dwayne Youngblood's motion to dismiss according to Rule 12B and reply memorandum of law in further support of defendant Dwayne Youngblood's motion to dismiss are stricken from the record. You know what this is? When they say stricken from the record, you know what that means? That's like an annulment. That means like that never even happened. Never happened. It was almost like the judge took his paperwork and threw it into the sea of forgetfulness, never to bring it up ever again. Anda ba 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 ba. I felt a shundo in my spirit. The sea of forgetfulness. Into the sea of forgetfulness, as far as the east from the west, 70 times 7. That's what he did. He threw it into the sea of forgetfulness. Because you stand before him guilty and unworthy. How can you be forgiven and holy? And she said, and you only need to ask, and you'll erase all of my past. Lord, Dwayne Youngblood. Listen, Dwayne Youngblood. Oh, man. I just got something dropped in my spirit. I'm sorry, y'all. Because now I got to make a shift. Because, see, this is where the loving kindness of God comes in. And this is where I talk a lot of smack, but this is sometimes where I get emotional because this is when the Spirit of God kind of falls on me and something done fell on me. Dwayne Youngblood, if you ever hear this, instead of you coming to the court and asking the court to do these things, you should have went to the Father and asked the Father to wash you and cleanse you and erase all of your past and the guilt of your past so that you can move forward and live in a brighter present and a brighter future. Dwayne Youngblood, you did yourself and the entire body of Christ a tremendous disservice by coming forward with these allegations, to have other individuals have to come out here and to give articulation to these things when you should have went to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and asked him to put your sins and the things that you had done into the sea of forgetfulness and got some therapy and did the things that you needed to do to wash yourself clean. That's what you should have done. That's what you should have done. But what did you do, Dwayne Youngblood? You came out here with these vloggers and these people, and you allowed yourself, in my opinion, to be used. And it is quite sad. He would have taken all of the things that you had done in your past and he would have thrown those things into the sea of forgetfulness, because I am a Christian who believes that God can do that and he can change a life. And your life can be changed too, Dwayne Youngblood. You just need a lot of therapy. You need a lot of therapy, and you need to be honest and have real honest conversation and dialogue about what you have done. And what I saw on that platform between you and that other vlogger was you guys joking about your past behavior. Well, I can do a lot in 10 minutes and making light of what you had done and what that other vlogger had done. I find atrociously egregious. I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying. Youngblood must answer Jake's complaint on July 11th. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all make a note of this. We need to make notes of these dates. July 11th, Youngblood must respond to Jake's by July 11th. Blackburn is now ordered to show cause not to exceed 15 pages by July 18th. As to why his statements in ECF number 43 and 46 have not violated Rule 11B in the Pennsylvania Judicial Code. Specifically, Blackburn is directed to show thus cause as to the fabricated quotations and blatant misrepresentations of the case law. Because he was so busy using AI. I don't know why Herbie Hancock just fell down in my head. Y'all remember Herbie Hancock from the back of the day? Am I dating myself? Y'all remember Herbie Hancock? It's a mixing and a mingling. With you got all of that Herbie Hancock mixing and stuff going on. That's what you did. That's what you did. Ladies and gentlemen, July 11th, July 18th. Moving right along. And it's finally ordered that the show cause hearing will be held on July 24th. He must show up in person. The ninja has to show up in person, ladies and gentlemen. He can't get away with what he tried to do. He can't get away with it. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to all of you that have hit the like button. Shout out to all of you that have supported the channel. Shout out to Random Advice 2487. Thank you for the gifting of the 5 memberships. We appreciate your support of the Mad Church Disease channel. Shout out to Lori Coleman. Thank you so much for your support. Shout out to all of you that have supported the Mad Church Disease channel thus far. Let me see. Rosalind, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. If any of you, all the others of you, I don't know, I've got to go over to the other places and spaces. I need at least 9 more of you guys to support the program with at least $10. Thank y'all so much. Please make sure y'all do that tonight. I haven't been on for quite some time, and I definitely need your support to the program. I have gone ahead and dropped the link, ladies and gentlemen. This link is for content creators. Individuals who would like to have words tonight. I'm going to open up the floor for you guys to say your piece. You can talk about anything that I've said thus far. You can mention any name that I've mentioned. And if I didn't mention their channel name per se, don't mention their channel name. I've mentioned Larry. You can call him unconscious conscious. Just the folks that I mentioned. That's the only folks that I don't even want to hear that I don't want to hear Pearl's name, and don't even put Pearl's name in the chat. I ain't got time for it today. But you guys are welcome to come up and share your thoughts. And don't be scared. I promise you I won't bite your head off. To that person who thought I was, shading St. James, you need to open your ears. Because I'll talk to St. James when this is over. And what a time. They were trying to get me to go to that Prophecology thing when I first met Larry. They be fighting. Shoot. They be fighting over there. Shoot. You gonna go from one fight to another fight? No, thank you. I don't have time. No, thank you. Y'all don't have it. But good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Now I just need 8 more of you um, to support the platform. Thank you. God bless you, whoever that was. Let me go over here. Um, I don't know. I'm going to read the first name. Selena, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. I just need 8 more of you to support the channel. Y'all got so much to say and nobody hitting the button. Ain't that a mess? Well, it's pinned to the top of the live. And don't come over here with no mess, because I'll slay all dragons. Who is fat and sloppy, April? Amongst all of these vloggers, who's fat and sloppy? That should be real easy to pull that one out. Who's always slurping and eating on lives and weigh 4,000 pounds? I'm just saying. It ain't but too many vloggers you can get out of that one. I'll just put it to you this way. April, they refer to me as Stewie. They give me the name Stewie.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Let me cut this TV down. Can you hear me?
I can hear you well.
Excellent, excellent. It's been a very eventful past couple of days, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And all these beautiful blessings have been coming our way. And can't nobody accuse us of nothing. We'll just sit back and enjoy the view from the VIP seats with our wine from Spain, our dark liquor cigars.
Yeah, they can't even call Ghostbusters. Lynn tell me who they gonna call. What do you mean? Oh, who they need to call, man? Church of Seas. I don't know.
They need to call on the Lord.
Yes, they do. Now they definitely need to do that.
All these belated birthday presents, people getting
Right.
arrested, trying to run over the elderly.
Yeah. Trying to run over a man or trying to serve some. And you're an officer of the court.
Hey, brings new meaning to pull up to that bumper, baby.
Right. My soapbox, you gotta connect your device. You have to give it permission before, because I see you in the back, but I can't see you. There you go.
I learned
Hold
a
on,
lot.
Daryl. Let me see who this is right here. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
My soapbox, is that you?
Yes, this is I. Tis
Okay.
I. Tis I.
All right.
I just would like to say that I truly, truly appreciate you because you are the voice in the wilderness. Because of yes, sir. Because of all of these, these newfangled so-called propheliers that sit and spew things that are not even in the Bible. And in my head, I'm just like, oh my God, don't you people just open up the book and read it for yourselves? They're just sheeple, just blind.
Right.
And they just listen to everything. Now, I was with what you call him, the scrotum sniffer.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
At the
Mm-hmm.
Lord.
very, wait a minute, at the very beginning,
So was I.
before
I was
he
guilty too.
became
Me too.
before he became what he is. And I saw that progression. And I don't like what I saw because it's all demonic.
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, I just want to say I appreciate you because you are the voice in the wilderness. And I yield my mic.
All right, Daryl. But I just want listen. The only thing I could say to this is this: I refuse to let Bernard Jordan keep saying all of this mumbo jumbo mess
Mm-hmm.
and not take personal responsibility, because I feel like he shucked personal responsibility all the time. Now, St. James did an amazing job with what he had to work with. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, yes, he did.
He did an amazing job for what he had to work with. But that
Mhm.
Bernard Jordan is one slick, slimy, snake in the grass.
I learned a lot watching it today, though, about him. Very
Mm-hmm.
interesting. Very, very interesting. I'll say it that way. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, that's what I said when I heard it. I said, "Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah, very, very interesting.
This is
Yeah,
interesting."
that's all I can say. I said, very interesting. I was driving down the freeway, coming back from the airport. I said, oh, this is interesting. Uh, and I
Hmm.
learned a lot. People got that well in their feelings. There's a lot of feelings being swapped back there, like a lover's quarrel or something.
Right. Well, that's what it is. We're getting, to be honest with you, Daryl. When I heard him respond to the Larry questions, I said, I wonder is he really going to be honest about it, right? When he started talking about, oh well, I'm gonna lead with love and da 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 da. I said, you need to stop. You know darn well your son Manasseh is gonna make sure that he sends over a text message and let folks know what the truth is with your blessing and approval, right? Because you're not gonna not know that he's gonna be sending that stuff over there. And I'm just like, come on, bro. And then you just think that this interview happened haphazardly, by happenstance. These people
No,
are very cunning. First,
very strategic, very strategic.
it was fair. It was Manasseh sending the text message to St. James. And then all of a sudden, bada bing, bada poop, bada pow, here comes the so-called master prophet. And St. James is a young man. Of course he gonna move again. What kind of prophecy is that? I realize that he just moved. We all know he just moved. Because that don't take rocket science to figure that out. I mean, that's on social media. He talks about it when you watch his program. And Daryl, here's another thing. You heard it out of the man's mouth. They be listening to these videos. Don't y'all get it twisted that these preachers and these folks don't be listening. They listen. They just don't want to deal with the honesty and the truth of the matter. And let me just say this: you told another lie, Bernard Jordan. Here's another lie you told. You said that you've been telling these people about the church and the institutional church changing for over 15 years. You are a liar. You're a liar. Because when the church folk revolution and CFR and those of us who've been out here for what 14, 15, 16 years, when we were saying that, you all were calling us demons and devils. You did not start saying that until like 2 years after the church folk revolution started telling the whole world that the church as we know it was going to change and it wasn't going to look like what it looks like to this day. We didn't know that COVID was going to be a part of that, because COVID was the turning point and the tipping point. And there's going to
Yes,
be
it
some other
was.
things that happen. He's just a liar. He made me mad. I heard that. I said, "You're a lying ninja, and you know you lying."
I ain't never seen him wear them bumblebee shades before.
Oh, he always had them shades on.
I ain't
Yeah,
never seen it. And that picked up. I picked up on that.
yeah. Because they always had them Jim Jones shades on.
There you go.
Can I tell the truth, the whole truth? Them Jim Jones shades is a part of the costume.
Uh huh.
It's a part of the costume.
Very interesting. Part of the costume.
Yeah. I'm not impressed. I'm not moved. I'm not moved in not nan
I
way.
I wasn't moved either, but I was learning a lot and connecting a lot of dots by listening. I was like, oh, that's why this happened. Oh, that's why that happened. Oh, this is what will happen behind the scenes on this particular day. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. I learned a lot though. I did.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Shout out to Tasha Global. Shout out to Tasha Global. Tasha, I ain't gonna put you on the spot. I'm you and I'll have to talk offline. Is Bernard Jordan ever gonna take responsibility for Rosalind Weems?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. There's so much that you got to take accountability for. Uh, yeah,
That's all I want to know at this point. Because
I
that
do
Larry
too.
thing, we don't know nothing to now that we didn't know before. We knew Larry was lying. We all knew that. We knew that. We knew
Very.
Larry was lying.
I wanted him to ask about Rosin Weems so bad.
Listen, that would have made that whole situation for me. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I would have tipped my hat off and been like, okay, he could have eased into it. I gotta teach him how to ease into it. There was a way to get in there. There was a way to get in there. I would have y'all want to know how I would have asked the question? Here it goes. Y'all ready? I told you I'm not new to it. Well, Master Prophet, You've been through so many things with so many people being attached to your ministry who later then have given you such a heartache, including Rosalind Weems, who's now in federal prison. What would you say to Rosalind Weems at this particular time? You see how I did that? That wasn't
Uh,
mean, was it?
uh,
That was nice. He's been
uh-huh.
hurt. He's been hurt. He said he was hurt by his mentee, right? Didn't I just ease into that real nice? Y'all like that how I did that?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
transition was beautiful, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
That was beautiful. I would have asked him, "Oh, you've been hurt so many times by so many people being attached to your ministry. How did you feel when you actually encountered and had the situation with Rosalind Weems?" And you sit back and wait on the answer. Honda Bashata.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Daryl, it's ridiculous, bro.
Man, it is just crazy. But the beautiful thing about it, they can't blame you and me for nothing that happened.
I'm so over these people. I don't know what to say. God bless them, though. God bless them. I ain't got nothing else to
Yep.
say, Daryl.
Me either, man. It's just crazy. I'm gonna laugh though all night though,
Yeah,
because
I'm gonna go back and
this
watch it
whole
again.
yeah, because this whole situation is nothing but a rootabaduki.
Yeah, y'all go over there and watch St. James' video again. Y'all need to watch that video about 2 or 3 times because I'm gonna give some commentary because he lied a couple times in that video. Oh, yes, Bernard Jordan did. He lied about 15 years ago, talking about the church was going. That's a whole lie. He did not start saying that until after the church folk revolution started talking like that. I even at one point had a video of Bernard Jordan sitting in the room discussing what we had, like we had did a show, and he was sitting in a room talking to some other people and then saying that he did say it in that particular video, but that was years later. So I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what, and that's
Mhm.
another thing, Daryl. He said, "Oh, I wrote about this in my book, Written Judgments." Which volume, and which revised edition? Which
Uh-huh.
revised edition? Okay, never mind. That's too legitimate. Those questions are too legitimate.
Uh,
Satan done lied to them.
Deep breath. That's
Satan
what
done
you need to
lied to them.
play. You need to play that right now. Satan that lied to you. Come on,
Yeah.
Billy. Go, Billy.
Listen, I'm on my way out of here, Daryl. It's 6:33. I got some other people to go visit and see before the end of this night is over. Let me read some of y'all comments. I'll bring y'all comments up here. And why did not you or any of your prophets not see Weems for the fraud she was, and the rest of us figured it out without the gift, right? All we did was a Google search.
That was it.
Being that he introduced Rosalind Weems, wouldn't that make him somewhat financially liable to those who lost their money through her, since he's the prophet? Just asking. You know what? I kind of feel that way about him and Dr. Scrotum Sniffer. I feel that way. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. I really feel like they owe those people their money back. Eddie Long
Uh,
paid them when Ephraim Taylor did what he did. He gave them people their money back. An integral
yeah.
person would have done that. That's what I'm saying.
Hmm.
That's all
Yeah,
I'm saying.
I agree. I agree.
All of this love talk all of a sudden. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just leading with love. How you leading with love? And you throwing shade at your mentee, talking about, oh, he gonna have to come around that way because uh he gonna need to give some money, and he gonna have to, and oh, what an amazing thing he was able to give $3 million to you. Wasn't that amazing? It
Hmm.
wasn't Larry giving you the $3 million. It was them dumb people that gave you the $3 million. If I'm gonna tell the whole truth, where you think Larry got his money from? He got his money from them people lying to them people.
Yes, he did.
And listen, 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 listen. I just refuse to be that kind of a person to where I would let another person dictate to me how I'm going to respond to them. I'm not going to allow a person to do that. And what he did was so manipulative.
Yeah, tonight I learned a lot about how he do things behind the scenes. I learned a lot.
But shout out to St. James for the interview, though.
Yep, definitely. Because I don't know if I could have pulled that out. I'm like, hey, because you know I'd have started cussing about 10 minutes in. I'm like,
No, I
dude,
wouldn't have cursed, but I definitely would have had some very tough questions for him. And I'm really upset at the cowardness of he's just a coward. And he's been told, "Oh, I'm leading with love." You're not leading with love, bro. You wouldn't have been on there talking in all that innuendo if you were leading with love. Love just confronts a situation and says what a TI is, bro. That's love. And that's what a man would do. A man wouldn't behave in such a manner. I just don't feel, and I don't think a leader would do that either. Is that how you conduct yourself in business meetings? You lead with love and just skirt around issues. You don't actually confront them or deal with them. That's kind of interesting. No wonder all y'all ministries are failing and people not giving to churches no more like they
oh,
used to. No
oh,
wonder.
oh, Lord.
I don't know.
Oh, damn.
I don't know. That's like getting Lester Petier on your platform
Oh,
and
hell.
talking to him about bubble baths.
Oh, hell.
Eh,
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's like me getting Vincent over here, and because you know me, I'm gonna have some tough questions.
Yeah.
That would be like me not asking Vincent some real stuff. You know what I'm
Uh,
saying?
Yeah, I get it.
I think Katrina, I think he definitely did that, and I think that's why I said he shout out to him for doing a great job. And I don't think it takes emotionalism to do interviews. I think I think that you can still be professional with asking pushback questions. I don't think that you're unprofessional when you ask tough questions. You'd have to ask Tom Brokaw and some other people like that. But I think they asked some real tough questions. Ask Katie Couric. She had that stupid woman over there. She couldn't remember what book she read. Well, what magazines have you ever read? What was that woman's name? I can't even remember right now. She was so stupid. Sarah Palin. Sarah Palin was so confused she didn't know what to say or do.
Oh, mm.
Tasha Global, welcome to the platform, beautiful. Thank you so much for coming up.
Hello, how are you? I've been in and out today.
Hey.
I've been on some conference calls. Can you hear me?
Right?
Yeah.
So I hope I'm not jumping in at the wrong spot, but I just wanted to number one say hello to you
Hello.
and Daryl, two of my
Hello.
favorite men in this section of YouTube. Happy birthday, Daryl.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I said to myself, wasn't it just Daryl's birthday, but maybe the year is just going by so fast.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to get up here and give my 2 cents like I normally do. I hope that's
Yes, ma'am.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh,
You're
Um,
welcome here.
okay, so I saw the interview earlier and I kind of clocked out after a while. I was in and out of it.
Hmm.
But my thoughts is number one, I liked how St. James conducts himself. He's
Absolutely.
a very good, thorough um, interviewer and journalist. I always say that
Absolutely.
he's royal.
Absolutely.
However, my views are not going to change
Right.
um, because my experience is my experience. And what I did not like was, from my experience, the constant gaslighting. And we, as people of God, we have to sometimes take accountability for the things that we do, right? And so Bernard Jordan is responsible for bringing a woman by the name of Rosalind Weems
Hmm.
to a community of people that came from his church, Zoe Ministries. And now, because there's a disconnection, he's going to therapy to get over narcissistic abuse. When you deal with a narcissist
Mm.
that was your mentee, now you have to recover, right? Okay. But that doesn't negate the fact that there is a woman in jail for scamming people out of thousands of dollars. And
Mm.
this is why the church does not like me, because I like to call a spade a spade.
Absolutely.
People are out here being victimized by these leaders, and then when the leader is time for them to take some kind of accountability, all of a sudden the accountability gets pushed onto the people.
Yep.
And that's not right. That's
At
not
Yeah.
right.
all. At
Well, Tasha,
all.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I said this in another video a couple days ago. They always try to blame us for their mistakes. I don't know how the problems always end up being the saints' problem. Like, how
It's
did
not.
we didn't create this problem? Y'all created this problem.
Yeah, and
Um,
check this out. Pearl, right, went around lying, saying that I was kicked out of this man's church. Him and the Lion 888, right?
right,
Uh-huh.
So tonight, a lot of things that was already said over here came out of Bishop Jordan's mouth. Over here, I know a few weeks ago we had a conversation that it was blatant that that relationship was a business transaction.
correct, absolutely.
You said it, I said it.
Hmm.
And I'm saying to myself, these people always try to say, I'm crazy, Daryl's crazy, you're crazy. Nothing that was said tonight was shocking. We already know that your mentee is a liar. We already knew that it was a business transaction. And we already knew that he was going to drop you like a hot potato when he could not use you anymore. And we already knew that when he went on his live and claimed that the reason why they was no longer in relationship was because of your presidential election choice.
Yeah,
All
retard.
of this, all of this gaslighting. And
Right,
this is why I am the way I am. And I'm never changing.
right.
People don't like to hear the truth.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
and this is the problem with the church. Nobody wants to hear the truth. They want to sugarcoat and spiritualize everything, and then now everything is because of the prophetic. No, Rosalind Weems is a crook.
Right.
There's nothing spiritual about that. 888, he's another crook. These are scammers.
Well, and I'm sorry to say this, Tasha Global, but birds of a feather flock together, and, and,
Exactly, and
and we and we
that's
cannot
it.
we can't distance the big bird from the little birds who are over here scamming. The big bird was also scamming, in my opinion, and it is what it is. And I'm sorry, that may not be the most popular opinion, and I'm saying what I'm saying, and I'm trying to be as respectful as I can. But I send shout out to St. James for doing an exquisite job with his interview.
Yes.
That doesn't mean I have to like the interviewee. Okay, the person that was being interviewed, and this is the thing, as an adult, that we have to learn to understand. We can all disagree without being disagreeable, right? I don't hate this St. James. I'm not disrespecting St. James. I'm telling you how I feel about that shade wearing, talking about prophets in a mayonnaise jar. Did you hear that, Tasha Global?
Yes, see, and that's another thing why I was kind of tuning out, because I said, you know what? This is really interesting because
Mm,
you had Bishop Lamore Whitehead over at your house eating dinner, eating food multiple times. So this is my question that I need to pose to these prophets. How come people like me, who y'all call crazy, I could see these people are scammers, but y'all can't see that Rosalind Weems, Bishop Lamar Whitehead, and the other one over there who sits down with Pearl, you can't see that these people are not right. This is the thing. This is what I have a problem with.
yeah, and all I'm going to say is this, Tasha Global. This you're going to understand why people like yours, you, myself, and others are so necessary in this space. This is why we're so necessary in this space, because it can become intoxicating when certain individuals start paying you some attention, right? And you have to be very careful, because some of these people come with ulterior motives, and they have all sorts of plans and all sorts of things. The way that Larry was able to get that young man uh unconscious conscious to do all those things is he paid for him to do it, right? It was the cash apps. It was the money that kept flowing in order to get his loyalty. And the same way over there with what's that boy's name? The wig man, William. Same way with William. William get to crying and get all juicy mouthed when somebody send him a cash app. He don't know what to do. Oh my God, oh my Lord, I got a cash app. No, I cannot be. I refuse to not tell somebody the truth, even if we are friends or close, because of whatever. I'm just not going to do that. I'm
Right,
going to
right,
always
right,
tell
right.
you the truth. Go ahead, Daryl.
No, I'm just agreeing with what you said.
Yeah, I'm just not going to do that. I've been doing this too long, and I know these preachers. I know how they operate, and I know how they get down. They was inviting me to that whole prophecology mess when they had that breakdown, Tasha Global, when they first started the prophecology. Back when Demetrius Senegal and all of them was a part of it. And you was probably over there at that time, Tasha,
Oh,
because
the school of prof, the college of prophets, the
yeah,
college of prophets. Uh-huh.
I got invited to that when I first started talking over there with Larry, but I was like, mm-mm, mm-mm,
Well,
mm-mm.
I was shocked to see him over there today. Like I said, I have no unforgiveness in my heart. I don't like hypocrisy.
Right.
And so, all of the things that I went through, the Lord has healed me from that. But what I don't like is gaslighting and the hypocrisy, and also not taking accountability for many things,
Right.
many things. And then on top of that, um hyper spiritualizing the situation when this is not something that needs to be hyper spiritualized. Number one, you connected yourself to somebody who has allegations of being a child predatory groomer,
Mm, mm,
and you supported him. I remember before I really understood all of this stuff going on, the Jordans was over there on his platform covering for him when they did that whole private Patreon and everybody was crying. Oh my God, Tasha K did the interview. I'm like, you all held this man up in a lot of his lies.
yeah.
The
And there,
Bible says, "Do not be a partaker of another man's sin." So you was helping him attack, in my opinion,
mhm.
Daryl.
Listen, Tasha Global, they did a whole interview. Bernard Jordan and Larry Reid got Bernard on Bernard Jordan's platform and said it was not molestation, it was exploration.
I remember that. I remember that. I remember that, and
I'll
that's
never forget
around.
it as long as I live.
I remember that, and that's around the time when I decided to make my grand exit, because I am an advocate for children, and there's no way I can be an advocate for children and be connected to people who agree with child predatory behavior.
Yeah. It was interesting to me. But all I'm gonna say to y'all tonight, and I appreciate you, Tasha Global, because I know you all, St. James is gonna be going live here shortly. You all, he's gonna do an after show for his members. So if you're a member over there, make sure you're over there because I'm sure that's gonna be a hot and heated conversation. That conversation gonna be hot. Uh, but you all celebrate the fact that he got the interview. uh it is what it is. I just don't believe that Bernard Jordan, in my opinion, there's a lot of things that leave me and my eyebrow to be raised when it comes to him, and that's the kind way to put it. But I'm going to go ahead and let you have your final thoughts, Daryl, and then I'm going to come to you, Tasha Global, and then I'm out of here. Daryl, are you asleep?
Uh-uh.
No, I said you got your final thoughts, sir. It's on you.
It feels so good to see the chickens come home to roost. And that's my final. And that is the word of the Lord.
And yes, I agree with Daryl. My final thoughts is two things. Number one, St. James did a fabulous job on his
Absolutely.
interview.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great interviewer. And number two, it was the one thing that I did get satisfaction I am happy that the truth came out about the lies concerning how they their relationship was dismantled.
Uh-huh.
But Larry said there's no lies ever told on his platform. I'm just saying. People get mad at me when I point out those little, those inconsistencies. But the man looks into the camera all the time and says there are no lies ever told on this here platform. Tasha Global, the man lies all the time.
Yes. And so I'm moving forward. I'm doing the work out here that God has called me to do. I moved on from those people. I don't wish them any harm. But as for me and my house, we are going to serve the Lord. And
That's
that's all I
right.
have to say.
All right, well, Tasha, I appreciate you coming up, Katrina. Let me tell you something, Katrina. I know if listen, let me tell you, I know if Wales could flip over, Pearl is over there drinking all the water he could possibly drink. I bet you them people over there is done dipped their finger in some hot fish grease. They mad as hell over there. You hear me? Now they can pretend like they're not mad. Oh, but you just wait, in not too many days of journey, we're gonna hear some more from old Dr. Scrotum Sniffer, and watch what he do. Watch what he do. Watch what he do. Y'all walk my words. Oh, I need to do a private live myself. Maybe I'll do one tomorrow night. Y'all listen to me. Watch what I tell you. I got something to share with y'all. Y'all watch what I tell you tomorrow. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow night. But I'm gonna definitely tell y'all something tomorrow night. And you watch exactly what I say. Watch it if it don't come true. Everybody's praying lovey-dovey. Oh, I'm just leading with love. Okay, watch. Now it's Larry's move. Let's see how Larry moves, and let's see what happens. It's Larry move. One of my favorite games to play is Sorry. When we have the board game, and even when I look at the episode on YouTube when Carol Burnett and them was playing the game of Sorry, that's one of my favorite episodes. You got to pick up the little bell and go sorry. Larry gonna be over there ringing the bell. Sorry. He gonna try to send Bernard Jordan right back to start. You watch what I tell you. It's gonna be a whole mess. I appreciate every single one of you. Shout out to those of you that are supporting the Mad Church Disease channel. If you're watching the replay and you, of course, want to be a blessing to the platform, please do so. We are still in need of 8 people to support our channel here with at least $10. Thank y'all so very much tonight. I appreciate every single one of you. And I'm out of here. Daryl, I'll be chatting with you shortly. But this is a very interesting night. That's all I'm going to say. Shout out to St. James. Appreciate the interview, sir. You did a great job. I'll be talking with you all. I'll probably talking with you soon, too. So I'll see y'all in a little bit. This is crazy. And I'll tell you one thing. At the end of the day, Bernard Jordan, that's a lot of gaslighting. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Your support means the world to us. Please make sure that you hit the like button, and please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit the bell icon, and make sure you press all notifications so that way you will never miss any of the exclusive content that comes on my channel. Make sure that you never miss a video. Now, I try to go live every day about 2:30 Pacific Standard Time, which is about 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. And then I come back at night at around 8:30 Pacific Standard Time, which is about 10:30 Eastern Standard, with some more exclusive content. So if you want more Mad Church Disease show content, we'd love for you to become a member, a revolutionary member of our channel. Please make sure that you hit the join button that's right next to the subscribe button or somewhere around here so that you guys can receive access to special community posts. You guys get all of the access to my community only lives, because we've got some sipping chats that we're going to be doing, and you guys will get exclusive content. So just make sure that you head on over to the channel page, click on the join button, and make sure that you do that. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate your love and support, and I'll see you on my very next video.
We are Mad Church Disease, helping you understand that Jesus plus nothing is everything. This is a show for everyone, believers and non-believers, from churched to the unchurched. Help us grow the channel by supporting our non-profit causes and create more consistent content. Donate by Cash App or PayPal, or buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com.